Why do so many men come to me and say, I do all the confidence moves, I kept my distance, I even played the alpha, but I'm still not having sex with my wife? I see it all the time. Those red pill tactics don't always work in a real loving relationship. So I'm going to show you the honest to goodness truth about attraction and exactly how my clients go from feeling rejected to having way more sex at home. I'm Mary Knight, and I am a retired escort, a retired madam, and now I'm a coach and a wife. And that means that I know the real difference between the act a man pays for and the desire he can only earn with his presence. I know the moves that trigger compliance and the presence that invites connection. So let's start with the mistakes. Okay, I don't live by internet labels, but I can't help but notice when I look around at things online, there are the extremes, the anti-woman rants and the anti-man rants. I see the same fundamental mistake. They pretend that men and women are the same, that our sex drives are identical. Well, they are wrong. Our sex drives are not the same. They're as different as our bodies. And that contrast is the entire source of sexual desire. It creates polarity, and polarity is where the heat lives. It's by design. And here's an essential truth to always remember. Your wife's body does not respond like yours. We women don't go around rough and ready like y'all do. And although we have just as much erectile tissue as men, we don't get a lady boner just because the wind blows up our skirts. Again, nature created it this way. If women had the same spontaneous drive that men did, Lord only knows how many folks would be on this planet. You can see how it was designed so perfectly, even though, yeah, it can feel incredibly frustrating from the male perspective. Your wife can love you deeply. She can have so much respect for you, but still not feel turned on by the way that you're showing up in your relationship. In any successful relationship, there's always a natural swing of energy. We all weave in and out of a more masculine leading energy and a softer, more receptive feminine energy all throughout the day. And that swing is necessary for us to function in our lives, right? In our businesses and our families. But too many marriages get those lanes permanently crossed because the man slides into the feminine energy lane and he just stays there. And then he gets into a rut of over explaining, apologizing for existing, seeking her approval, constantly trying to manage her emotions by not saying the wrong thing, always afraid that she's going to get mad. And when you shift into that more feminine energy, women immediately sense this change. The air in the relationship goes flat and she withdraws physically. She doesn't do this because she's cruel or because she's holding out to prove a point. She withdraws because the sexual polarity that feeds desire, it just left the room. And this isn't entirely your fault. Our modern culture tells you that to be a good man, you have to be polite, careful, endlessly agreeable. And it peddles this absolute fucking garbage that words are violence. And this carefulness is deadly in the bedroom. So many of you call me for coaching and you're stuck in this low sex marriage, months without touch, or you have sex that feels merciful instead of passionate. And it isn't because you're unattractive. It's because you're asking and waiting instead of leading. Your desire is always a question. It's a question to you and a question to her. And when you live in her lane like that, you create resentment. When your energy says, prove to me that I matter, her body closes up. But when your energy says, I want you, and you're not grasping and you're not needing, then her body can finally relax and open and move towards you. And I want to remind you, when a woman's body shuts down, this is not conscious on her part. It's not like she's made a decision like, oh, I'm just going to close my body. She first notices how she feels in her body. And a lot of women don't understand why they don't feel turned on. They want to be turned on. They want to want you. Wanting you makes their life easier. It's more of a pleasurable life to want the man that you're with. Some online advice and methods coach you to use tactics designed to spike her insecurity. Things like hinting at jealousy or laying down ultimatums, saying, you know that hot trainer at the gym? She hit on me today. She gave me her phone number. Or laying down an ultimatum, like, all right, you better start being more enthusiastic about sex or we're done. Does that get you sex that night? Sometimes, yeah, it does. It works. And it works because it spikes anxiety and territorial instinct. She moves towards you out of fear of loss, not from desire. It isn't chemistry, it's survival. It's compliance. So I spent years professionally perfecting this act of compliance. When I was an escort, I would act like I was interested in a client sexually. Most of the time I wasn't. I mean, sometimes I was. But during sex, I would just change my breathing pattern. I would make some noises, move my body around, arch my back, and he would feel like King Kong. And for me, the sex was fine, but it wasn't me being swept away. It wasn't me feeling chemistry with this guy. This was just me offering him access to my body. This was me offering compliance. That's what you get every time you're with a sex worker. Compliance is not desire. Willingness is not desire. It's a role that sex workers play. And if you put her in that position, it becomes a role that your wife plays too. In the short term, you might feel that temporary hit of power, but long term, you may notice that she hardens. She pulls further into her masculine energy. She's busy running a company, or she has a million hobbies, or she's volunteering her face off. And both of you grow resentful. And eventually, the marriage doesn't just go cold, it goes numb or it implodes. So I see these thumbnails and they promise to make her submit. But submission is just a behavior. It's just something her body is doing. And its appeal lies in it can be coached, it can be pressured, or it can be traded for money. But surrender is a state of being. Surrender comes from her heart, her soul, her entire being. And it happens when a woman feels your masculine presence is clear and completely trustworthy enough to relax into your lead. Tactics create submission. Masculine energy invites surrender. You don't force surrender, you inspire it by being in your body, speaking clearly, leading yourself, and wanting her, not needing her to validate you, validate your mood, fix your anxiety, make you feel better about yourself. You can train most any animal by tormenting it. And you can train human beings by tormenting them, getting them to bend to your will. Fear makes a wife say yes, but fear never builds heat. What you're reading online often sells control. It gives you a path, a way forward, and you're like, great, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to finally get what I want consistently. And control is addictive because you get that immediate hit. You've got that plan, a rule, a way to win. But for most of you, this controlling, domineering behavior, it's not your natural way of being. And control requires constant feeding. You can never relax. You can't be playful. You can never be just the genuine, goofy guy that your wife fell in love with because you think, I've got to control her to maintain access. But what you actually want isn't just access to her body. You want to be wanted. You want your wife to have the look that says, I can't help it. I want you. Control can't get you that, but authentic masculine presence can. So if you're realizing that you've been living in the feminine lane, and if you're ready to stop chasing compliance and start inviting true surrender, you need to know how to switch your energy back. And that's why I created the Polarity Code. This course is the exact roadmap to understanding where you got off track and how to step right back into the role of masculine leadership. Because leadership is not control. So to introduce you to this deeper level of transformation and a deeper level of working with me, I offer this entire 8-video course and the bonuses for only $67. So this introductory price won't last long, so grab it. The link is in the pinned comments and the show notes. So go get it right now. So I'm going to show you now how to start leading. These are real steps that create heat. You want to stop poisoning the well and start building a foundation of desire. So number one, eliminate the threats. Stop all the jealousy and the games and the ultimatums. They are poison. Number two, cut the approval seeking. Stop that nervous language, those nervous little laughs or those awkward, dumb jokes. Instead, come right out and say what you want to say. Number three, speak simply and pause. Let your statement land. Don't rush in to fill the silence. Number four, start leading in small ways. Stop asking and just start announcing. Say, I booked a sushi at 7. If you want tacos, let me know. Either way, we need to leave the house at 6:45. That's leading. That's leadership. Women love that. Number five, be playful. Heat needs air and light. Tease her, touch her without asking for reassurance. Number six, come with your want, not your need. Need is heavy. Need is loaded. But want says, I'm already good. I don't need your yes to make me feel like a man or make me feel good about my life. I'm already good, and I choose you. And based on talking to y'all and reading your emails, I know this truth. You don't want some actress playing a role as your wife. You want a woman who gets wet for you. You want the reality, not some phony baloney act that she's putting on. And that begins when you stop controlling her feelings and start being with her. If you're ready to shift your dynamic, besides the Polarity Code course, I have 2 free resources for you. If you haven't taken it already, you should take my quiz called Too Nice to Turn Her On, and you can find out whether or not you're a nice guy. And if you are, which type you are, and the quiz results give you immediate steps forward. I also have a free PDF, How to Talk to Your Wife About Sex. People are going crazy for this. So get it while it's still free. So I have a closing question for you. Are you chasing control or are you inviting your wife's desire? Okay, thank you so much for listening. Oh, and if you haven't subscribed, now is the time, y'all. Share this message with somebody else that you think might need to hear it. All right, bye for now.